Hey mi gente, it's Julian Steve. You already know my name, but if you're new here, hey, So today is going to be the third episode of Avoidance Steve on my channel, and we're going to talk about things related to the Bronx, but pop culture, current events when it comes to politics a bit, and enjoy. Ice Spice is down bad.
Now I'm down bad, crying at the gym. Everything comes out, teenage petulance.
No pun intended to Taylor Swift, but yes, Ice Spice is down bad. Ice Spice's debut album, I believe it's Y2K. Y2K is coming out towards the end of July, and so far it's coming off into a rocky start because Ice Spice's singles haven't been performing as well as usual, and it seems like people are concerned that the album may not perform well. People are concerned that the album may flop. Damn it, I said it, but yes. People are concerned that the album may flop. I'm gonna be honest, as a Bronx native, Ice Spice is not my cup of tea, and that's okay, because not everybody's my cup of tea, even if they from the same borough as me. But my issue with Ice Spice is I feel like while I've seen that she's performing better than previous times, but in my personal opinion, her music is still very subpar. Like, it's not good. Honestly, it's don't get me wrong, a few of her songs, it's fun music for some people, but I'm not one of her demographics, and that's okay. But we gotta be honest, there has to be more improvement, more growth, because people are not going to be tuning in and hearing your music if it's always subpar. I'm not a part of her team, so I cannot really decide that for her, but I do have to give a bit of feedback too, because believe it or not, Isaiah Banks made valid points when she called out Ice Spice and her team about her Y2K era, because if you think about it, it's not really Y2K, like her aesthetics, it's giving this current generation. It's not giving Y2K. In that area, Isaiah Banks is correct. This is not Y2K. It's sad the fact that I'm agreeing with Isaiah Banks, because Isaiah Banks has her issues, but one thing's for sure, Isaiah Banks knows what she's talking about. As a fellow New Yorker, we gotta hear each other out, and I feel like she is helping, even though, once again, Isaiah Banks is not the best person. I know that.
Well, it's funny because I was talking to the 41 kids earlier, and I was like, you know, for a few years there, it always felt like New York was being known for a lot of the like negative ops music type shit that was happening. But I feel like the new wave with like the Sexy Drill, the Cash Cobains, obviously you hopped on that remix, but I feel like this kind of new positive, fun wave of New York hip hop, really you kicked it off.
Well, I think we all contributed a lot, you know, Pop
But I'm
Smoke.
saying on a commercial front, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but Pop Smoke was...
He went pretty commercial.
He did, but he also was Pop Smoke.
Okay. I see what
He was also Beat the Woo, you know what I mean? But I'm saying, like, I feel like you kind of kicked off like this real, just fun.
Like the girly cute one.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So, yeah, I mean, that, thank God that happened, right? Because that changed my life for the better. And I'm just grateful for everybody who supports me. You know, my Munchkins are so supportive.
I also want to talk a bit about certain Bronx natives whose albums currently hasn't been performing as well. Three that come to mind are Lil TJ, A Boogie with the Hoodie, and Jennifer Lopez. And keep in mind, all three of these artists have been in the music industry for quite a long time, especially Jennifer Lopez. So for all three of them having lackluster albums is sad, but not surprising. If I have to pick one of them, definitely Lil TJ. He's not bad, I guess, because there's a mixtape that I like of his, even though he allowed some guy, he's from the Bronx, not the Bronx, he's from New York City, and he's Puerto Rican, he's a non-black Puerto Rican, and he was saying the N-word in his song, which, so I had to take out the song from my album. You know how Apple Music does an album bar, right? You guys know how that works. Even though the song is good, I do not want to hear him say the N-word. Ew. The Bronx, when it comes to hip hop, is having a decline when it comes to mainstream success, because it's obvious with besides hip hop, of course, because Jennifer Lopez is more of a pop, Latin, and R&B artist. So excluding Jennifer Lopez, when it comes to hip hop itself, there is a decline when it comes to hearing it from Bronx natives. We see what happens with Ice Spice's debut album, Y2K. Speaking of Bronx natives who happen to be hip hop artists, ScarLip is from the Bronx as well, and she has received praise and criticism. I'm going to talk about the praise part first. So she was featured in is it XXL edition hip hop thing? It's a thing where they do like a hip hop freshman class. She was included. Congrats to her. Now we gotta get into the criticism. So back in June, ScarLip released her single, She's Hot.
And the boys go, don't, give me this, give me that. Shake it slow, shake it fast, so the boys wanna get up in my trunk.
People weren't a fan of her shaking ass, and because of that, she ended up having to put out a statement. I'm gonna see if I could get the clip and put it here.
Hey guys, so there's a few things I would like to address with my supporters. I know a few days ago, y'all saw me shaking my booty on the internet. I want to say I apologize to all y'all and anybody I offended. I did not mean to. Now, I know everybody's like, no, we don't want you doing that, da-da-da. I understand that, right? Like, I'm not just out here just wilding. Like, let me tell y'all one thing. No one's forcing me to do anything. Promise that. I come up with these things in my head, like these crazy ideas, and I want you guys to like grow with me. Don't put me in a box. I'm always gonna give y'all that street shit. I mean, I'm the best to do it, right? And we all know that. So like, don't ever worry about that. I'm gonna always give y'all what's needed. I'm gonna always feed the streets, because you know, the streets is hungry. But I wanna like tap into what's in me and let it out. It's something in me that just wants to come out. Shout out to my team and my label. Like, I want to say, like, I appreciate Swiss Beats and my label for like allowing me to explore as an artist. You know, like having creative freedom to just do what I want. Creatively. And like, guys, She's Hot, that's about to drop at midnight today at 12 a.m. really is just something, a feel-good summer vibe. Like, I was just like, I want to feel good this summer. I was just like, let me put some summer music out. It's just a feel-good vibe too. It's nothing crazy, and it's still street. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I love y'all, and grow with me, and let's see the beautiful things that God has in store for us. Here we go.
Due to her getting criticism, she ended up having to like explain herself as to why she chose to show more skin than usual, shake her ass, and try to do something that she hasn't done, and she doesn't want to be put in the box. She wants to embrace her femininity and her sexuality. this is my opinion. I feel like that there's nothing wrong with that. At the end of the day, sex sells. ScarLip is in a very, very tough industry where when you are not showing too much skin or not saying the most vulgar lyrics, you're not going to get chosen as an artist, and specifically a female artist. I know it sucks, it really does, because I like versatility when it comes to all artists, regardless. Hip hop is very male driven, it's very machismo, it's very sexual when it comes to female rappers. Well, male rappers too. So I understand where she's coming from, and I feel like people need to give her some grace. She's new. She is not familiar with the industry like that, and she has to do what she has to do. And she even said she feels like she has more control because her label somewhat supports her stuff. So it wasn't really like a gimmick to her. Just have a balanced ScarLip. I'm telling you, you're doing good. Hear the criticisms, but sometimes you have to just do what's best for you. Before we get into the Jamaal Bowman and George the Timer race and the winner, which is George the Timer, I want to address something because it's important and it needs to be addressed. So in my first 2 episodes of Avoidance Steve, I by accidentally been confusing Pakistan and Palestine, and I do want to sincerely apologize.
I apologize. Believe me, oh, believe me, I do.
I believe if you're familiar with my content, you already know I do slip up here and there when it comes to confusing. But I mean, it's rare, it's not all the time, but you know, if you see my videos, I make a few mistakes here and there. Very small, but it's usually like when it comes to like confusing countries or mispronouncing words and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure a lot of people who are not familiar with my content or do not watch me on a regular basis, they do not know this. So I just want to sincerely apologize. Trust me, I know the difference between Pakistan and Palestine. I just happened to confuse the two. I don't know what happened that day, these 2 days, because I filmed it these 2 specific days. Probably I was tired. Probably I needed to drink some water while I was filming. Probably I just needed to take my time announcing the words and then realizing that, oh shit, I probably said the wrong word and I didn't. So I'm apologizing. Trust me, I had to rewatch the videos again and realize that now. So I just wanted to make it clear right now, especially because we're going to be talking about a very important topic up next. Jamaal Bowman lost to George the Timer in the New York 16th Congressional District. Bowman's a progressive Democrat and the Timer's a moderate Democrat. Long story short, the main reason why Bowman lost is because of his stance with Israel and Palestine. The Timer was supported by Israel Public Affairs Committee, and they accused Bowman of anti-Semitism. I do want to read a bit of the results and say my opinion after. In the Bronx, Jamaal won 83.6%, while George received 16.4%. Whereas in Westchester, George won by 63.5%, while Jamaal received 36.5%. Originally, District 16 was heavily based in the Bronx, but then they ended up cutting off a huge chunk of the Bronx And I believe only Core Up City is a part of that area when it comes to including it with Westchester Square. And that has truncated the votes for Bronx natives to a significant amount for Jamaal Bowman. Does this surprise me? I'm going to be honest, I genuinely believed that Jamaal Bowman was going to win. It's really sad because it shows that people genuinely would rather have a politician who doesn't challenge the status quo. They rather have a politician who's going to be on mute, who's going to follow the rules and make sure they do not lose their spot. I get it. In all types of jobs, we have to somewhat assimilate, and once again, especially if you're a Black person or a person of color. However, we're talking about politicians. These roles are not supposed to be where you have to assimilate too much to the point that you're going to be silenced when it comes to something huge happening. And it affects certain people within your district and the state itself, because New York City plus New York State, there are people that are Palestinians, and they deserve to feel like their government is going to support their own interest and the interest of majority of the population in the state and in the city. However, I know that there are Jewish people who are not a fan of people defending Palestinians being on war and attacking their land, Israel. However, when you look into the context of the whole situation, you see the history, you would understand why Palestinians got fed up and they are trying to defend their rights and I guess claim what is their land. And mind you, for what I've researched, Palestinians, besides they asking for a ceasefire, I believe they asking for just to have ownership of their own land. I'm going to have to look more into this because honestly, I know some things but not everything. But my point is, they shouldn't feel like the United States is not in support of their best interests. As I've stated in the previous video, one group is dying by thousands, while the other group, not so much people are dying and or being kidnapped. I'm not saying it's okay, like I said in that video as well. Nobody's saying that. But when you look into the history and how many people are not getting the support that they need and feeling like they're able to live comfortably in their own land, is horrendous. I believe YouTuber Olay has her video publicly on Jamaal Bowman, and I do recommend you all to watch this video. Jamaal Bowman really made me like him even more as a politician by explaining himself and speaking as a former principal in the Bronx. I do believe you should hear what he has to say. One more thing, it's very weird that George Latimer's whole support system, they were willing to give $25 million for his freaking campaign. What? And yeah, sure, people donate, we all know this, but we're talking about for a district position in New York City, well, New York City and New York State. Why are you giving me so much money Like, is this for being a mayor? Is this to be a president? Thank you so much if you made it this far in this video. I appreciate you. Be sure to like this video, comment, share, and subscribe. I would appreciate it. Be sure to check out my video with Queen on the gentrification of the Bronx. Please, I want to get this video to 1,000+ views by now, at least. So please check it out. Also, my birthday is on July 14. I'm not sure if I'm gonna post this the day before or the day of my birthday, we'll see. And it's going to be Ruby's 6th anniversary. Yeah, I forgot to mention, I'm going to see Janet Jackson on tour today at the Barclays Center. Woo! Yes, that is why I'm wearing this Janet Jackson t-shirt, which my mom bought me, so thank you to my mom. And also thank you to my mom for buying me the tickets. Okay, on to the outro. Okay, mi gente. Okay, mi gente. Okay. Thank you and peace, mi gente.